Let's go on to the next question. Is Justin Joseph. Justin Joseph asks me, I'll take two of your questions, Justin. When you were ordained in 1970, your first Mass, was your first Mass extraordinary form or the ordinary form? Because I believe the new Mass came into effect in December of that year. Also, 7 July will the 14th anniversary of Pope Benedict's Summorum Pontificum. What are your thoughts on celebrating the extraordinary form Latin Mass on that day? A quick answer. When I was ordained, the form was already some years before. You know, Justin, India was privileged to have this new form of the Mass, as we say today, more than most of the world. When Pope Paul VI came to Bombay for the Eucharistic Congress in 1964, December 2nd to 4th, and he stayed here in this house. I don't know whether he came to this office or not, but he stayed certainly in the room on top. And we had the Mass, so it began in 64 here. Then it was stopped, that was only in Mumbai. Then later on, a couple of years, so I don't think it was 70, but almost certainly, the previous year also was the same Mass, 69 and 68. And when I was ordained, I said my Mass in the present form. That's the way it was. Now we said that 14th anniversary, so you know, there should be a special reason for me to celebrate an extraordinary form. I have no difficulty. A lot of people believe, etc. I've said that. But I want to tell you, Justin, that the Holy Father, Pope Francis, had about a year ago a little survey all over the world because of this so many years. It was an experimental thing for some time to ask the bishops all over the world, ask conferences all over the world, what they thought and how much it is being used. I told them wrote to the Rome exactly what's happening in Mumbai. I mentioned the number of places, number of people, and they are putting together all the results. And the feedback I got from the Vatican is that most places the number is dwindling very much. But anyway, we'll wait for direction from the Holy See. Next question, which is very interesting. Again, I'll take it from Justin, one more, and then I'll go. I must, in fairness, go to some other questions. We're running out of time. There's a hymn that we often sing during Adoration and Novena to Our Lady of Perpetual Succor. My hymn, Happy Feast. The hymn goes like this: let us bow in adoration to this sacrament so great. Here is new and perfect worship, all the old must terminate. What's the meaning of the last two lines of this hymn? New and perfect worship, all the old must terminate. Thank you very much, Justin. Very intelligent, very knowledgeable question. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not going to say very, very apodictically. This was composed by Saint Thomas Aquinas, if I'm not mistaken. And so it was a great saint, a great theologian, a great philosopher, one of the great. And these words are the hymn, Tantum ergo sacramentum, what we used to say in Latin. Now we say it in English. And let us bow in adoration before the Eucharist to the sacrament so great. That's the Eucharist, no? Which you say it, and you will we'll sing it now immediately after this when we go for benediction. Here is new and perfect worship. This Eucharist, Justin, is symbolizing, I mentioned it when I explained, it's a memorial, it's really, the Eucharist is a memorial of the passion and death of our Lord. And this is therefore, the passion and death of our Lord is a sacrifice. In the Old Testament, they would sacrifice animals, lambs, goats, turtle doves. But then finally, when Jesus came, the perfect sacrifice, God made man, the Son of Man, he was sacrificed himself, Jesus himself. And therefore it's perfect worship, perfect sacrifice. There cannot be anything more. And therefore all the old must terminate. All the other sacrifices are finished. There's no meaning anymore. We don't now anymore in our churches or our anywhere, basilicas anywhere in the world, sacrifice a lamb or sacrifice some birds and all that. Because the Eucharist, Jesus is sacrifice. So it's a perfect sacrifice. Old is over. We have begun a new sacrifice. That's a very good question, Justin. Will be enlightening for many people. I'm going to finish in just two more questions I'll take. One is Justin asks, I'll answer you. Is it 1 minute answer? Why don't the priests in the Archdiocese of Bombay, many parishes of India, wear black vestments during Requiem Mass and All Souls Day? Instead, purple. Purple is only used on Lent and Advent. You know, I'll tell you why. You could wear black. Most places they don't wear black anymore. I've not seen it even in Rome wearing black. We used to wear black before. You see, black is mourning and Lent is penance. And I must tell you, death has got a different meaning. We understand more after Jesus has risen. Death is no longer only mourning, it's joy. I was very surprised. I want to share with you, a few days back, I got a call from the States, and one sister rang up about one priest whom she knew and whom I knew very well, passed away. He was a senior priest, had done very much, founder for a religious congregation, etc. And I was very surprised that the sister was laughing. I said, "Aren't you sad? I mean, I'm a bit surprised that you're." And she said, "I'm not. I'm sure he's a saint. Why be sad?" That showed the meaning of death is completely different. It struck me very much that I was feeling sad that though he's a saint, he's gone to heaven, and therefore we don't wear this full black mourning. You know, Justin, I myself, when I go for funeral masses of priests, I request to say, I've always told my secretary, put me white vestments. I don't wear neither black nor purple. I wear white. I think it's resurrection, it's hope. They've gone to the Lord. In faith we know they're not, they've worked so hard for Jesus. They've given their life for Jesus, sacrifice. They're with Jesus. And so we celebrate. You know, in monasteries where they have, I know that, where they have complete silence and all, very strict monasteries, passionists, etc. When somebody dies, they have a feast. They can talk, they can have recreation. They told me they have a big feast, a big meal. They said they have ice cream for dinner. They celebrate because one of them has gone up to heaven. So really, it's a feast of joy. So just to tell you, that's why there's a theological deepening of the understanding of death. Let me take just